Ahead, and we are live. All right, guys, we got a little bit of a different type of video for us today. So, huge shout out to Caleg, or is it Caleg or Caleg? How do you pronounce
Either
it?
way, I think I say Caleg when I
Caleg. All
think
right,
about my
huge
name.
shout out
So
to Caleg. Caleg reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, you know what? I would really like to learn how to PK." So, we're gonna go on kind of a little PK adventure here, and we're gonna be kind of walking through some of the steps of what goes into PKing for someone who's a little less experienced. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
oh, Caleg is my only character right now. I
Nice.
started on Mume 3, I think, back in 1993 or 94. Played for a little while, left, came back, had a really messed up trophy. Life got in the way, and for 20 something years, and I finally came back about I think New Year's New Year's Eve may have been the first day I was playing. It was this December. I don't know how late in the month it was,
So
but
like 4
started
months
playing again,
basically.
and this is my first legend character. So,
Dude, awesome, awesome. This is going to be a lot less kind of like interview style like the other ones where I'm probably going to be like actually cutting the material. So it's like we kind of jump from thing to thing. Um,
and I'm also gonna add one other thing. I'm gonna I want to kind of demo, my way of living on
yeah,
Mume, which is I'm a ranger. Now I'm not wearing your typical ranger garb. I have metal armor, but I live off the land, and you know I I try to take care of myself as much as I possibly can. I mean, I don't carry a water skin. I don't buy food. I make bannock. So
ooh, I
we're
like
going
it.
to. Why not?
I agree. I think such a cool aspect of the game is embodying that character and like having a story behind it.
Like for example, there's a fireplace in this room, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to. I have enough. I can mix my walking. I don't want to mix walking. I want to mix baker. My
Well, yeah,
baker herb lore,
make some
and
Bannix.
I cheat. I'm going to make bannocks. So uh,
So we're
I
all
cheat.
prepped.
I use the muddled script. I just say mix baker, and it grabs everything from whatever container it happens to be in, puts it into
Mm-hmm.
my herbal kit, and starts mixing it.
I love that they added that change. The just being able to mix the
Yeah,
herb lores, beautiful.
I've not timed it. I tried writing my own aliases for it, but I'm like, well, I don't know exactly. Oh, I got 8 balls of dough. Okay, so I need to get pan from my pack. I need to remove my whetstone. I
This is
need to wear the
started off as a
pan on
PK
my
video. It's a
belt.
baking video now, and I'm here for it.
Hey, come on. And I'm going to cook dough, and I'm going to
I
spam
gotta
it
watch it.
at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8
Nice.
times.
You gotta overspam it a little bit. Although every single time
Wow.
I overspam cooking, I always underspam, and I accidentally like I always have one ball of dough left.
Well, I'm about to find out whether or not I have a ball of dough left or not.
Well,
I usually can't.
one thing
Because, I mean, hey,
I'd like to point out though is you are already doing the first important step of PKing, and that is preparation, right? So
and yeah.
you're gonna say something?
You, oh, come on. You cursed me.
Oh
You
no, did
cursed me.
I see?
You cursed me.
What
You
happened?
cursed me. You're going to see.
See, I knew it.
I cooked all but one ball of
It
dough.
knew I was in the room, and it was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to do it the way
Yeah.
Slayer would do it.
And, okay, so.
Also, pans are just very fun in general. It's like a little like mini game of like, oh, I gotta get my pan out, and I gotta fry some
Well,
bacon.
well, but, I mean, the thing is that if you have salt and you have a pan, you can make cured meat.
Mm-hmm.
It fills you up faster.
Mm-hmm.
It lasts forever.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to spend a dime. I
Yep.
mean, be frugal. Save your money for important things like a ruby, so you don't have to worry about carrying around a porch.
Exactly. Exactly.
And yeah, so okay, and you say we're going to go out into the real world, right? And we're going to play around.
We
And,
are. First, we're gonna talk
okay.
about a couple things though, real quick. So,
All
the
right. While
first,
you're doing that, I'm going to continue to get. I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm
yeah,
a ranger. I'm not a magic user, so I rely upon herb lores for little bits of magic. I do
Mm-hmm.
cast Cure Light, but that's the only spell I have. So while you're talking about things, I'm going to be getting up my potions.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And that is a great thing that you want to do before we PK. And again, preparation is very important. You want your character to be in a position that it can offer a good fight whenever it can. So if you're going to mix anything, generally want to mix it beforehand. You can sometimes, like in crazy situations, you can try mixing during a fight. But generally speaking, you want to have everything that you're going to use in a fight already up and running before hopping into the fight. Since you're a warrior class, that means that you're going to be, yes, relying on herb lores. Since I am a mage, which one of the most classic combinations of PK duos in the game is warrior and mage. Ooh, we're also checking out those narrates. There's there's an orc on a warg west of Small Stream Crossing, so that's actually pretty close to us. We'll go out there
we're in Rivendell, so
in a second here. But as a mage, I'm going to make sure that my spells are up. So I'm going to have my armor spell up, I'm going to have my shield spell up, and I'm going to try to store any spells that I'm going to be needing. Usually a good default for that is Earthquake. So I've got that ready to go. I've got some basic equipment. You've got some good equipment. One thing I did want to touch on before we kind of get into this is equipment, actually, right? And the prime thing I wanted to talk about this is right now you're wearing a very good set of equipment. And a lot of times people get into this mindset that they need the absolute best in slot equipment and they need the best equipment in order to compete with someone in a PK environment. And that most of the time is just simply not true. Most of the time, do you play any like sports or anything that requires equipment?
Once upon a time, sure.
Yeah, there you go. I teach, I coach fencing, and a lot of times I'll have students come to me and they're like, "Oh, like, do I need like the super cool foil or whatever?" And I always tell them like, "No, you don't need that. It makes a big difference." And the same thing in Mew, equipment makes a difference. There are absolutely high level fights where equipment can make the difference, but at a low level, it really is not going to do much for you because realistically what's going to happen is you're going to get into a fight, you're going to accidentally eat a bash because you were too slow doing something, you're going to get nuked down, and that fancy sword or that fancy armor doesn't do anything, like anything at all. Oh, sweet. I got a bottle too now. We're going to...
Yeah,
is this Shadows?
So here's the irony. Yeah, it's just Shadows. Yeah.
Nice.
I made good use. I made good use of my ingredients for the shadows, but I made mishmash for my walking lore.
Nice.
So I'm gonna need Bob.
That's okay. I got
from
Bob
time
for
to
us.
time. Maybe not.
I got Bob for us. But yeah, we're talking about equipment. So you're both more than equipped up. You really don't need that much. There's a good chance in this series, or if we do more episodes or whatever, if other people want to hop on or we do more together, that we're gonna die. Almost certainly, right? We're working with newbies here. We're trying to get into PK environment. Probably gonna die. That's okay. That's fun. That's part of the game, right? We need to do that in order to get better. That probably means we're gonna lose a lot of equipment. Probably means we're gonna lose a lot of equipment, and that's okay. As a matter of fact, I kind of want to get used to the idea that like if we die, ideally we wouldn't even loot the equipment. You know, I'm not gonna do that to you necessarily, but I'm probably gonna leave my equipment just so I can showcase how quick and easy it is to get back to a working set that we can actually.
So you're gonna volunteer to kill yourself on a YouTube video.
Oh yeah,
so
easy.
that you can re-equip.
Too easy. That's too easy. Because it is. It really isn't that bad, right? And I want to demonstrate that. But hopefully we win today and we don't.
Well, I mean, my equipment, you can purchase this a lot of times in Grey Havens or in Rivendell. It's just in metal. Now of course I had to mend it up, et cetera, and you'd have to go out and earn the gold to buy in the first place. But all of it's possible.
Yep, absolutely. One more thing we're going to talk about before we go out. So we talked about spells, we talked about equipment. The next thing we're going to talk about is when we go into PK environments, it is very important that things are, you're able to do what you want to do quickly, which means that we want to try to reduce typos as much as possible. There's going to be a lot of times where you either need to get your spells off on an enemy or you need to get the spells off on an ally quickly. And having that set up kind of beforehand is very important. So do you use an alias system?
I use aliases.
Good. So aliases are going to be very important. Ideally, having some sort of targeting system that you have, whether it's you're labeling things that you're going to shoot at or hit or whatever. but it's also very useful to have that for your allies as well. I'm going to demonstrate that right now because there's a very good chance I'm going to have to heal you up during a fight, or at the very least rescue, or you're going to have to rescue me. So what I like to do is label my group mates as a very easy to identify alias, and something that if I'm in a fight and I really need to do something really quick, I can get a heal off on you or something along those lines. That makes sense? Highly recommend you doing that for me as well, especially since
you have so many letters in your name right now.
Exactly, right? I got way too many. So I'd recommend having, right now I've got you labeled as AA, but you can have me as HAD or whatever. Totally up to you. I recommend having a label for me. This is going to be very important for you too, because you are playing a warrior, right? I'm playing a mage, you're playing a warrior. That means that you are the beef, you are the tank, I am the squish, right? Which means I'm going to be trying to cast spells, and whether that's me blocking doors or actually nuking, I'm going to be vulnerable. Your job is going to try to be to protect me. So first thing you're going to want to do is, one, have that label on me, and then secondly, you're going to want to use the protect ability on me, right? So if someone tries to hit me, that you will intercept them. So can you go ahead and protect me?
Well, I'll try to protect Head Dorian.
There we go. I like it. I like it. Excellent. One thing just to keep in mind, when we go out and we try to kill something, we're going to have a general game plan. There's a million times ways this can work, okay? But we're going to talk about 2 scenarios just so that we're ready in case something happens, right? In general, you're going to try to want to bash whatever target we're dealing with, okay? Anytime we have a target, you're going to try to go for a bash for it, unless there's 6 trolls in a room, in which case we're going to get out of it, right? If you land a bash, I'm going to try to nuke it. There is a million ways to play a million types of scenario, but in this particular case, because we might run into a situation where we're a little outnumbered, if you land a bash, and we're indoors and we're outnumbered, all I want you to do is flee, because I'm going to start dropping quakes. So you're going to bash a target, you're going to say or narrate bashed, and you're going to flee out, okay? Okay? Now, that's probably not going to happen. There's a million things, but in that scenario, I want you just to have that game plan in your mind. Bash something, flee out when you see me start casting. I'm probably not going to
bash, disengage, and run.
That works too. That works too. Okay, so let's go ahead and start figuring out where we can go find some targets to fight.